Hey YouTube, it's Ben here with the Cichlid Tank. Today's topic are 10 things I love and 10 things I hate about keeping African cichlids. So let's just jump right into it. Let's start with the 10 things I hate. Violence. I'm not talking about the occasional nip, you know what I mean? The chase. Those things are common for these kinds of fish. I'm talking about that one fish that picks out another fish and makes it its mission in life to just destroy that fish. And let me give you a little bit of advice. If you check out my tank, you'll notice that I had a beautiful albino and he's now missing. Well, he got into it with this guy right here, the bicolor. And the bicolor won. And I was a little bit too slow to take action. They were locking lips, and it looked like it had calmed down. And by the next morning, that albino was gone. So I lost a very nice fish there. So violence, that's the number one on the list of things I hate. Second thing would have to be buckets. Man, I hate carrying buckets full of water. I still have to do it with my grow-up tank because it's not near a faucet, but I've replaced my buckets with a Aquarium 50-footer. And let me tell you, if you haven't done that, do it. It'll save your back. I used to have to make about 5 or 6 trips with these pretty large Home Depot style, 5-gallon type buckets. And you know what? The next morning I'd be a little sore. So buckets are on that list, right? But that has a solution. Hey, here's another thing I hate. Number 3, shipping fees. Back when I was into discus, man, I had so many times I was about to hit that purchase button and the shipping fees would come up and I would log off. Shipping fees, man, that's killed so many sales in this hobby. There are some folks out there that are pretty fair about it. I worked with a guy off of eBay, FL Trop Fish, FLTROP Fish on eBay. He's pretty fair. He just gives you a flat rate. I've heard Imperial Tropicals might be offering free shipping on certain orders. I'm pretty sure they build that into the cost of the fish. And a person I've been promoting recently, Amy Temple over at Ames Altitude Aquatics out of Colorado Springs. She's on Facebook. She's very fair on her shipping. But boy, those shipping fees, those things can kill you. You really want that fish. You found the fish you want, and it's $35, $45, $50 to get them to your door. That can kill the deal. All right, number 4. On the list of things I hate about keeping African cichlids, jumpers. Okay, anyone who's had a jumper, anyone who's come home and found one of their favorite fish laying on the floor, nice and crispy, you know what I'm talking about. I hate jumpers. Now, you know what? It's on us. We've got to really seal up these aquariums and make sure they can't get out. I had to put some chicken wire in the back of mine because my electric blue was found on the floor by my daughter flopping around. Fortunately, she picked him up and put him in, and he's fine. But jumpers, I don't like jumpers. Number 5, and if you've done this, you know exactly what I mean, waiting for that female cichlid to color up. It isn't going to happen. That female is not going to color up, and you're going to realize, oh man, I got a female. So number 5, waiting for that female to color up. Number 6, people who attack, make wrong, or try to make uninformed new fish keepers feel stupid. All right, we've all had a little bit of that. You ask a question, and you're made to feel like maybe you don't belong in the hobby. Maybe you're not worthy. Maybe you shouldn't have been born. Well, those kinds of folks really, they just annoy me. And it's something I don't like about the hobby. And maybe they're trolls and not even in the hobby, I don't know. But when I run across it, I find it very, very untasteful. Number 8, the DOA. Anyone who's ordered fish maybe at some point has had this happen. It happened to me once. You get this big, beautiful fish, and he's upside down in the bag. Most good retailers will go ahead and accept a photograph of that fish and replace the fish immediately. But still, no one likes to go from being pretty excited about getting a fish or a shipment and finding one of them DOA. So DOA, that's number 8. Did I skip number 7? I might have skipped number 7. That feeling that that tank you're looking at is prettier and nicer than any tank you'll ever have, or that those fish that you're looking at are much nicer than anything you'll ever own. You know, that's sort of a little haunting feeling maybe a lot of cichlid keepers have. I think as you move along in the hobby, you get over it. But you know, you look at those tanks and go, oh my God. And I think as you mature in the hobby, you get pretty satisfied with what you've got. Number 9, learning the hard way, the hard and expensive way. You know, I looked at a lot of videos before starting this tank. I still made some mistakes. I picked up some Mabunas that were pretty violent. I had to rehome them as soon as they started asserting themselves. I also picked up a Venusus that grew very, very quickly and had to go to a new home, even though I love that fish. If you look at some of my older videos, he was awesome. But I learned the hard way. I mean, there's some fish that grow big and get pretty ornery. And so I kind of learned the expensive way there. And that's something that I don't like about this hobby, because you can get some pretty expensive lessons. And the last thing on the list is that idea, that looming proposition that at some point you're either going to have to rehome some fish or you're going to have to get a bigger tank. I mean, in my case, that's a young Fusco right there. I also have a Malawi trout running around in here. Likes to hang out on this side of the tank. There's a Bucanono right there. These fish are going to get pretty big. Frontosa, a young Frontosa back there. These fish are going to get what, 7, 8, maybe 10 inches. They're going to be too big for this 60-gallon. I'm going to have to either find them another home, or I'm going to have to go into a 120 or larger. And man, I don't even know if this floor would support that much weight. But that's hanging there over my head like it does over the head of a lot of cichlid fish keepers. All right, let's go to a more positive note. Let's talk about the 10 things I love about this hobby. Number 1, something a lot of us love, and that's when they color up. When you start to get those colors, they start coming in, and they're just awesome. Let me check that out. When these fish start to color up, it is something. That is number 1 on the things I love about this hobby. When the fish start to color up. As you can see, some good examples here in the tank. Fish that have gone from being gray when I first got them to the colors they have now. Number 2, relaxing in front of the tank. Relaxing in front of the tank, that's one of my pastimes that I enjoy. And that's number 2 on things I love about the hobby. Number 3, a 50-foot hose, a 50-foot Aquarium. Man, I love that. I love being able to refill my tank by just hooking it up to the faucet. And of course, treating the tank, I dose it for the full size of the tank, even though I'm only filling up 50%. And then sitting back and watching it fill instead of having to do 25 buckets back and forth. So man, I love that. I'll tell you something else I love. I love Sun canisters. That's going to be number 4. Sun canisters. They give you a lot of room for media, and they're very inexpensive, and they work. They move a lot of water, and they keep your tank looking good. I love Sun canisters. Number 5 on the list of things I love: unselfish bloggers and YouTubers who spend their time giving good advice and really care about other fish keepers and share what they've learned, very often at their own expense, very often the hard way. And I really appreciate these guys. You know who I'm talking about? I'm talking about Jay Wilson, John Hudson over at KG Tropicals, Pond Guru, who really kind of changed my viewpoint on canister filter setups, and a lot of the other guys out there that really make videos and participate on Facebook groups, cichlid related groups, and are always willing to share information. You know, a big shout out to those guys. I love that part of the hobby. It's a great community. The majority of the people, 98% of them, I think, are just good folks, and I really enjoy that part of the hobby. Item number 6 in the items I love about keeping cichlids: when people come in and look at the tank and go, "Hey, are those saltwater?" Man, you gotta love that. I get it. I mean, some of these colors are crazy. Check out that yellow lab. I mean, the colors are really, really good. And people come in and go, "Hey, are those saltwater fish?" Well, that's probably the best compliment you can give a African cichlid keeper, right? Number 7, what I love when a fish vendor that is shipping you fish throws in a little extra. Maybe you've had this happen to you. You're opening up, you're unboxing, you're opening up the fish that just came, and there's an extra fish in there that you were not expecting. I've had that happen a couple times, and it's awesome. It's like getting this little gift, and I tell you, it creates a lot of customer loyalty. Probably doesn't cost the vendor that much, but it sure creates a lot of loyalty on the part of the buyer. Number 8 is when your fish arrive. We see a lot of unboxing videos on YouTube. I certainly have posted a few of them. It's like Christmas, right? So when your fish arrive, that's number 8. Things I love about this hobby. You open up that box, and number 9 is when the fish that just arrived are bigger and more colorful than the ones that you expected. We've all had that experience where you order fish and they come and they're actually too small to put in your tank. They're going to get eaten if you put them in your tank. Gives you a problem. But when you get those fish and they're nice, big, and healthy, like when I picked up this bicolor 500, all right, that's part of the hobby that I love, when a vendor exceeds your expectations. All right, number 10, the last thing I love about this hobby is when you're in your local fish store and you stumble across a great fish, a fish that if you ordered through mail order would have probably cost you about 30, 40, 50 bucks to get them to your door with shipping. You pick them up for $7, $10, and you bring that guy home, and he's an awesome fish. That's how I got this electric blue. That electric blue right there. It's also how I got the front. You see at the back, the frontosa. He was picked up at a local fish store. I got him for under 10 bucks. Beautiful guy. So there you have it. That's the update. And those are the things I hate about the hobby and the things I love about the hobby. If you can think of any more, add them in the comments below. Love to hear them. And I always after I finish these videos, I think, oh, I should have said, or someone points something out below, and man, I should have included that. So, hey, thanks for watching, and be sure to like, subscribe, comment. I do read your comments, as you know, and I take them all to heart. Thanks for watching.